Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a healthy way to break up with an anxious, preoccupied attachment style. So this is going to be part of the series. And there will be a series that talks about how to break up with each different attachment style in a way that's sort of like as hurt-free as possible. Of course, you are not going to avoid all the hurt of a breakup. That would be wonderful, but it's not possible. And a breakup hurts for both parties. I think it's important to recognize, obviously, the person on the receiving end of the breakup has a tendency to be hurt more, but the person doing the breakup, it doesn't mean it's easy for that person either. So what I'm going to do in this series is just touch on the key points that will be helpful when having a conversation with this person to end the relationship in the most healthy way possible, the most amicable way as possible. And I'm going to give you some other key points just in terms of communicating. They have to take place basically before communicating. So you can also feel personally like you're in a space of like closure and all that kind of stuff. If you want to do a deeper dive and you're just going through a breakup and you need some extra support, you can check out our How to Heal from a Breakup course. It's super in-depth, super helpful. And you can check it out for free for 7 days by clicking the link in the description box below. You can also check out the different 6 stages of each attachment style course and like where the pain points are and how to sort of move through those pain points if you're trying to save a relationship instead. And again, you can check that out in the link in the description box below for free for 7 days. So, one of the first things that's really, really important when you're deciding to break up with somebody and to end the relationship is before you even worry about the other person, you want to get clear about your reason internally. Okay. And I think I've seen a lot of people over the years have conversations kind of like with themselves or share things with me in sessions with people where they'll say things like, oh, I don't want to move in this direction and tell them how I really feel. I'd rather just sort of like be vague about the reason to break up so I don't hurt their feelings. One of the hardest things that takes people the longest to get over is when they don't have closure from a breakup, when they don't have a clear, specific reason, and especially when they don't think that the relationship is for sure over and they're left thinking, oh, I should hang on for the next little while. It's really important if you're truly certain about your situation that you say, I want to break up. My mind isn't changing. Here's why. And you want to be clear about the reason. And you also want to proceed to set very clear boundaries. If you leave a window open in the house, the person can come back in. If you say, oh, I might change my mind in a few months, or I think I want to break up, but I'm not too sure, it actually can really harm the other person from being able to move on because they don't have that closure. If you're not sure, say you're not sure and suggest a break for a very specific period of time instead. But pick a lane, it's really challenging for the person on the receiving end. I know it's hard. I know we can get so worried about hurting the person's feelings, but if we're really caring about their feelings, we want to be as direct and clear as possible. So step one is to be very clear about your reason. And step two is then to be honest about that reason. Okay. It could be that you think that it just wasn't a fit. You weren't as fulfilled in the relationship anymore. Say why. Say you feel like the more you got to know somebody, as much as you love so many things about them, you feel like that it's just a compatibility issue. Say that you are for sure realizing, as much as were connecting with this person and how great your time was, that you've realized you're just not ready to settle down. You realize there's more that you want to go out and do first before you settle down into a serious relationship. Get specific, get clear, get honest. Okay. Step three is to, when you're making this presentation, you can use this tool that I'm going to provide in this video to help equilibrate that person's core wounds in advance. So if you know somebody's anxiously preoccupied, you know that they are going to feel like, oh, I'm worthy of abandonment in the future. I'm being abandoned. I'm going to be all alone forever. I'm unloved. I'm not good enough. I'm being rejected because, there's flaws within me that make me unworthy of love. So if you want to be really kind and take that extra time, what you can say to the person is, look, here are all these great things about you. I want you to know you are more than good enough to be in a great relationship with. But at this time, I've realized I'm not ready, and no amount of, somebody being good enough is going to change that, right? So you can say that. You can say that if it's in the context of compatibility, you can say, I've just realized that there's exactly these two things that I really need. And for me, they just weren't a part of the relationship. So let's say it's like shared values about a certain topic, right? Whatever it might be that you're saying those two things are, one or two things or five things, get specific about what those things are, and share that you're not willing to work through it because you want somebody who's actively already doing those things or whatever it might be. Just be honest, be clear, be specific. And if it's compatibility, say these things are missing. And I've realized that I'm not willing to work on that right now. I'm looking for something different. You've got all these amazing qualities, but not everybody can be an exact match for each other or be so clearly on the same page with everything, and especially this thing here that's really important to me. So don't be afraid to say that. Again, the sense of conciseness and like, what's the word? Like it's non-negotiable. The more you can put that in there, the easier you're making it for the other person to move on. I know it's tough to say. I know it's really hard in real time, but if you can say, look, I'm not open to changing my mind. I'm not open to making a different decision. I still think you're amazing. I think all these things are great about you. You're going to make for a great relationship someday. And here are some really great qualities about you. So you can actually say the things that you think are good enough, worthy of acceptance, worthy of connection, and that you know that person's going to find love. And there's so many lovable qualities about them. If you hit those key points, you're really like helping the anxious, preoccupied individual be like, okay, it's not that I'm unworthy. It's not that I'm not good enough. It's not that I'm not worthy of acceptance or love. And so the more you can equilibrate those things in advance, the better. Our next step is to, once you've said those things, make sure again, there's that conciseness at the end. Like it's not open to negotiation. If you want it to be open to negotiation, say that and suggest a break, right? Instead. But then our last thing here is to make sure as well that you let the person know what your boundaries are and what your needs are going forward. And you have a conversation as a collective to establish those things in advance. So like, are we friends? If we're friends, how often do friends talk when they're, post breakup? It shouldn't be friends where we see each other 5 nights a week and sometimes are intimate. Like it should be like friends. We chat on the phone once a week, or we chat on the phone once a month, or we catch up just over social media. Like, you want to have really clearly established boundaries, and they can be boundaries that change. It can be like, look, it's going to be tough on us for the next 3 months. Let's just really create distance for a while. And then we can sort of get back in touch and try to regain a friendship if that's what we're both looking for. And we feel comfortable with it, but we have to be honest about it. But these are the established boundaries for now until further notice. So getting really clear about that and then working to really not violate those boundaries. And it's going to be for your healing and for that person's healing. It's really important for both. So these are some really important steps. I will do a series of this for the fearful avoidant and the dismissive avoidant. I hope this makes a whole lot of sense. Again, if you want to do the How to Heal from a Breakup course, you can check it out for free for 7 days. Thank you for watching, sharing, subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.